shit, maybe like a week, maybe 2 weeks the most. But I mean, I've been going on the bench for a couple days and shit.
Let me see what it looks like.
And I go home.
Go a little closer to, zoom in a little more. Okay. That looks, you think we should? So this is take one with Pee Wee, Big Pee Wee. All right, Pee Wee. So me and you known each other for several years. How long have you been experiencing homelessness or on the streets?
On the streets, I mean, I've been on the streets since 16 years old. Like, you know, I'll go to the streets, you know, with little gangs, hang out, sometimes stay out late night, just roam the streets. And I was experimenting with drugs. Then I was back and forth, you know. Then I'll actually settle down, go back home, you know, my parents over there, with my mother. And then as I got older, you know, I started doing things on my own, going in and out of jail, prison, and then I didn't have nowhere to go to when I got out of prison, so I was on the streets again. And I would just go to the camps around here in the east side of Boston.
You said that you started experimenting with drugs at like what age?
I started smoking. I started drinking when I was probably 11. You know, like taking like the leftover beer and stuff, like my grandfather or my uncle and stuff. You know, like they'll leave like half cans of beer, and I'll sneak around and grab the can and drink that, and then, you know, stuff like that, like little half cans of beer. And then as I got older, you know, I started drinking like maybe a couple cans of beer. You know, I guess I wanted to kind of feel like a little mood altering.
Yeah.
So I started, you know, I seen these bottles of liquor. I started taking shots of the liquor, smoking weed. I'll get there like the little roaches at the ashtray.
Yeah.
The doobies and stuff, and I'll start smoking those, you know, joints and blunts and stuff like that. And as I got older, I learned how to roll. Or like middle school age, I learned how to roll. You know, I would skip school, hang out in the streets. You know.
Did you graduate?
I got my GED. But I didn't graduate. I was at middle school when I started smoking like marijuana, like on a daily almost. You know, I was smoking all the time.
When you started doing hard narcotics, what was the first?
What was the first drug?
Like the first hard narcotic that you enjoyed doing?
The drug? What
like the dope.
Which one?
Ice.
I was doing cocaine. I was actually like snorting the powder. And then and I even started smoking crack for a little while. And that took me. That had me by my ass for a while. And like I say, shit, a good 5-6 years.
How many times did you hit the county before you made your first trip to TDC?
Like the county. I really didn't do too much time in the county before my first trip. I probably went like 3 times to the county. And
what'd you get popped for to get sent to TDC?
TDC, I had a dope case. I had a delivery of a controlled substance, delivery and a possession. And I had a delivery and then a possession, and I had a tampering with evidence.
How much time did they give you?
I signed 5 years on that case right there, man.
So you clicked up when you went down, right?
Yeah, well, I already had got laced up in the county, and
so you went down with who?
With Dongle Black.
And
I've been kind of juggling between both of them.
Which one would you prefer now?
But I
because the Chivas sucks now.
Yeah,
I still
prefer the Chiva. That's what I try to do more than the than the fentanyl because of that.
How often do you come up on some old school good Chiba?
I mean, it's not. It's kind of rare. It's kind of rare to to come up on some good Shiva, but I try to make it good myself by like I just make it. I put less water or I'll make it like not the way that I would make it myself. I'll try to make it more stronger myself.
What about the crystal meth? How has that changed since in the last 4 years?
That changed a lot too because
It's got Fetty in it.
well damn near everything has fentanyl. Okay.
So
The meaning?
what does Tango Blast mean? What's the acronym for?
The acronyms, the TANGO, it stands for Together Against Negative Gang Organizations. And then BLAST, BLAST, stands for Be Loyal,
BLAST.
Be Loyal, and Stay True.
Tango Blast.
Yeah, it's a black.
So tell me
That consists of 4 cities: Austin, Dallas, Houston, and Fort Worth. And it's just a bunch of friends, I guess.
How many times have you been to prison?
Prison, TDC.
Yep.
I've been down 3 times.
3 times?
Yeah.
When was the last time you were that you got released from TDCJ?
I was right. What was I at? Or what'd you say?
What year was? How long ago
yeah.
was the last time you got released from prison?
I recently just got released not too long ago. Like, I had this last time where it was a 3-year sentence, and I almost did the whole thing. I wasn't messing up or nothing. I was trying to be on my best behavior, trying to come home, make parole, come home quick. But for some reason, I don't know, I just kept getting. I come up for my interview, do my interview, and when they hand out mail, that's how they hand out your answer for parole. It's like the mail is from the unit or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, you call my name, I went to go get the mail, I opened it up, and kind of hurt me, man, because like I said, I was doing good, trying to stay out of trouble and everything. And I got my answer, man. I'm looking at it, and I couldn't believe it. He just said that. He said I didn't get on.
You got denied for parole?
A couple times.
So you got released, what? I remember I ran into you in 2019.
No, it was 19.
So you must have got released in, 17 or 16 or what? Or I don't know. Do you remember what year you got released? Kiwi.
Sure. Oh, yes, sir.
Do you remember what year you got released?
Released for this last sentence?
Yeah.
The last sentence, I got released 2022.
2022?
2022, and I got released, and I think I had like just a couple more months on parole at that time, just about 4 or 5 more months on parole. So.
And you got off?
Got off, yeah, I completed that and got off.
So now let's talk about the streets and the drugs on the streets. How has the heroin changed from when you first started doing it to
now?
Today?
Yeah, it's changed a lot. The dope. There's a lot of fentanyl. And fentanyl kind of hit hard over here in Austin. I mean, I've been asking people, they go to the spot where I hang out, and there's a couple people there from like out of state, from different, parts around the United States, and they said they've been doing that, like, cause they're from like little small towns, and it was hard for them to get the tar, black tar heroin or whatever. So they were basically doing fentanyl and pills and stuff like that, shooting it, banging it, way before us.
Yeah.
And I know that when it hit Austin, it kind of hit hard. Like, kind of took over. I had a lot of friends that were shooting up heroin every day. That's all they were doing.
How many friends in the last 2 years?
That's that one, man.
That's lost.
The last 2 years, man, I lost a lot of friends. I know it's more than 10. And it's just been happening. They were just dropping like flies back to back, you know.
And these are close homeboys.
Yeah, good friends, man. And I would get the word, I got the news. I thought it was just their bullshit and playing around, you know, like it was just a joke. I had to like look into it myself, and they were telling the truth, man. It was like boom, boom, boom.
How has the ice changed, the crystal meth changed since from today, since when you first started using it? Pee-wee.
Yeah.
How has the meth changed today?
Oh, the meth
compared to when you first started using it?
The meth has changed a lot too, because you know, people, you know, it's kind of an upper. You know, people will smoke it or shoot it, and they'll be tweaking, wired up, and staying up. You know, and now they can't really tell what they're getting because the fentanyl is white like a powder, and then they're getting the ice, and sometimes it ain't always shards like what you expect. Some of it's like crumbs and dust and stuff, and it's mixed up with fentanyl, so they think it's just all ice, and they're smoking it. And you know, I couldn't believe it either, because I see people hitting it, and they're hitting the ice, the crystal, and they're blowing smoke out, and they're 99, boom, going to sleep.
Yep.
But I'm like, what the hell, off of an upper, you know?
Yep.
I'm like, dang. So I started, you know, everything. I would get myself like ice, heroin, whatever. I would get the fentanyl, the testing strips, and I was testing it. And I was testing like even though I got the heroin from like somebody, said I got it from you, and then later on that day I got it from you. I was still testing, you know, from different people. Yeah, I was getting it dope from the north side to the south side, from right here on the east side, different people. Everything would have come back positive for fentanyl. Every piece of heroin that I was getting had some kind of fentanyl, like a little bit, you know, it don't matter if it had a little bit or a lot, but they were still testing positive for fentanyl. And I was like, damn, you know, because some people will be like, hey, I want some black star heroin, but I don't want it to have fentanyl, you know. I want it just straight heroin. Oh, I could get you that. I'll get it for you, and I'll score for them. And, you know, I'll tell the guy like, hey man, hey, this shit don't have no fentanyl in it, right? He's like, nah, this straight.
But it did though, right?
Yeah, it did.
It all.
I mean, a lot of people say that just to make that sale and get that money.
Sure.
So, and I'm pretty sure they knew it had it in there, but they'd be like, oh no, I don't have nothing in there.
Do you personally believe that there's heroin with no fentanyl in it?
I mean, no, I don't believe.
Really. I don't think so.
Right now, nowadays, there's not. I mean, you probably want to be able to see it, you know, like right there when it's in front of you with your own eyes. You probably can't tell, or you know, it's kind of hard. I mean, nowadays, now I could tell. You know, back then when I first started finding out and looking at it, I couldn't tell if the dope had fentanyl in it or not. But now, as I started, you know, hanging around people that did it on a regular, and I started asking them like, hey, how can you tell? And they'll tell me. I'm like, man, for real? I'm like, all right. So they'll.
I just got like one or two more questions for you. What would you like to see change as far as your story? Like, where would you like to be in 5 years?
In 5 years?
Where would Pee-wee like to be in 5 years?
I'd like to be sober, you know, having my own apartment, house, or whatever, you know, just with a nice roof over my head, sober, working, like, you know, having a job, being able to provide for my family, just, you know, just the basic things that you need in life, you know, maybe a car, you know, to get point A to point B. That's why, I mean, not nothing way off, you know what I'm saying, like crazy shit, like I want to be a millionaire and all that, but just basic stuff, you know what I'm saying. I just want to be able to get by, that's it, you know.
You gotta
baby
start
steps,
small,
yeah.
You know, and then you really never know once you're not being brought down or chained down by that addiction.
Yeah.
You never know how far you can go.
Yeah.
I mean, and I'm living proof of that, you know. So, you want to get sober?
Yeah, I mean, I've been having talks, you know, with my girl about that, and
She was getting mad at me. Early, ago.
You know you can get sober if you want to.
Yeah.
Because we have those resources. If you ever wanted to get sober, you know you could get at me and just say, Jay, I want this, and I could put you into a tree. I can connect you with the people that can help you get sober. You ultimately have to help yourself, but if you want to throw in the towel and say, I ain't doing this one more day, we can get you on that fast track.
I know what you mean. I mean,
it's not necessarily a fast track, but the track that will get you clean.
We're kind of headed to that where I want to be.
You have an option to get a job, to have a fucking house.
Yeah.
Like, it might be a sober living house at first.
Something better.
Anyways, we had a fucking awesome interview. It's our second interview. We're going to do a follow-up in 6 months.
6 months, yeah.
Where do you want to be in 6 months?
In 6 months, where I want to be is, I want to be still living, because I lost a lot of friends, and I still continue to do heroin myself. So, I try not to do too much, and I try to water it down and stuff like that. But in 6 months, I like to be still living, just, not out here in the streets or nothing, and just.
Do you think you'll be sober in 6 months?
Man, tell you the truth, I don't think I'll be sober, but I'm gonna try my best, because, I am tired of, doing dope, and you saw how long it took me to try to hit, struggling to hit. That's the worst part, man. Shooting up, it's just trying to hit, man, poking yourself, and you can't. Sometimes I can't get no new rigs or nothing like that, so I'm using dull ass rigs, fucking trying to fucking hit. Fucking hurting my own self. Just sometimes I feel like crying, man. Like, damn, that shit fucking hurt. That shit was so dope, man. Goddamn. But like in 6 months, I just hope, still be alive and be off the streets, in a place with a roof over my head, just, sober. Just.
Oh yeah.
That's why I hope to be in 6 months.
Like
more than likely, I'm gonna.
Let's make a goal. Like one goal for 6 months. Like, next time I come holler at you at the dam, let's make a goal for 6 months, alright?
You want me to make it like right now, today? Or?
Yeah, we can do that.
Alright.
It's a pleasure, my homeboy.
Alright. Hey. Oh, yeah.